Previously on Search and Restore, the journey of this Jeep began in a driveway in Louisiana and is about to end here at our Power Block Tech Center. In just 3 weeks, dozens of companies and individuals have stepped up with donated parts and volunteer labor, all for Jason Smelser, a man who helps give disabled kids a thrill by organizing ATV rides. We're helping him in return by building a Jeep that he can enjoy with his family. Today, his wish comes true, and his girls are treated to a trail ride in their new set of wheels.
So we're finally putting the body on for the very last time, but it's still got to be wired. You still got to have switches, lights, turning signals, horns, the axles, and all the rest of the drivetrain. There's a million little items that's got to go on because the goal is to get it done by the end of the week.
We're really good right there.
Yeah, I'm lined up over here.
We're going to pick up the back of the pieces for a quick second. That's good, Mike.
When you're building a rig like this Jeep, you got to check everything. You actually have to move the suspension around because that's what's going to happen once it's on the trail. So we picked the rig up with a forklift on all four corners. Check to make sure nothing's going to be rubbing or binding. If any of that stuff does bind, you got to cut it apart and fix it. We lucked out on this rig. Everything clears, even at full suspension and full compression. There was no big hiccups.
Hot rods won't do this, will they?
I like it. Whether you're into off-road vehicles or not, once you look at this thing, once it started as to what it looks like now, it's really, really cool.
More amazing are the volunteers they keep pouring in, like Jason Plank and Craig Marsh from MTX Audio.
The stereo is the last thing when they're out in the woods that they're worried about, but you know, we're going this far. Let's do the whole thing, right?
And we know they can, along with countless hearing impaired customers. Here's what they created for Extreme's S10 Truggy project a few years back.
Turn this thing up.
I brought a pair of 5 1/4-inch dome axial speakers, amplifier, subwoofer system. Oh, this is going to be a vast improvement over the factory system.
We brought a lot of equipment, everything from...
Meet another wizard of sound waves, Greg Cottrell, president of Rugged Radios, two-way radio systems designed for motorsports.
We do everything from Baja 1000 to rock crawlers to King of the Hammers.
It's like Christmas around here.
He brought general manager Chris Kelly to help with the install.
Co-driver, passenger, co-driver, passenger.
Sounds serious, and for Jason it is.
What he's going to be able to do if there's ever any issue at all, he can hit the 50-watt radio inside the Jeep and immediately get somebody at base camp. Dealing with special needs children, I'm really familiar with this. My son is type 1 diabetic. Chris's daughter has PKU, so we're really familiar with the needs of special needs children. What he's doing is he's taking these children that are never having the opportunity to go out camping and experience the things that you and I did as a kid. And I mean, to go out four-wheeling and doing all this stuff, that's what I grew up doing. That's very, very special for a child that may not ever have the opportunity to do this. So this is really close to us, for us to be a part of this, because we really understand.
All your last-minute essentials.
We also got another Quadratec catalog, and it came with Craig and Rob.
Oh man, according to them, I ordered half of what I needed.
You know, Ian just kind of drops the ball sometimes, and we have to pick it up and run. So we brought down everything from the lockers to the soft top.
So we've got the donated parts, plenty of labor. Problem is now, where to fit it.
Whenever you build a Jeep, it really is 10 pounds of stuff into a 5-pound bag. And you think you got all the room in the world until you bolt the fenders on and put the rad shell on and start putting all the reservoir tanks and the extra air intakes, and it eats up all the room inside that engine bay. Everything fits tight, but it's in there.
All right, all we're gonna do is fire it, make sure it hits. Once it does, shut it down.
Man, that's sweet. That fires right up.
It's
the double kiss.
It's a double kiss.
No
Remember
knocking.
that. It's a double kiss.
We'll take that.
Next, the boys button up the little things. Tim provides a rock and roll treatment to the hood. Then later, the family arrives to a warm welcome and a big blue surprise. Stay tuned.
Each build the last week is almost the same. Just hooking up wiring, running brake lines, bleeding the brakes, all that stuff takes forever.
Test. Good to go.
You think everything's going smooth and everything can fight you.
We're getting ready to break in the camshaft.
Blackbird's leaking somewhere. Looks like it's coming out the shroud.
Yep, somebody drilled through the shroud.
Someone drilled through the radiator. Oh, there it is right there. Look, there's a big old hole in it.
The best thing about luck, it changes fast. We had a spare.
Can't tell who it was.
I'll take the hit.
John's taking, see, that's a good man. That's a military man right there, because he just jumped on the grenade. There, now we all got it out of our system and we can move on with our life.
It's almost a sin to put a lid on this impressive engine bay. But last week, Tim knew it had to be done with style.
I know it's gonna be blue out here and gray in the middle. I still don't know what I'm doing. I'll figure it out as I go. No metallic, no candies, no pearls, so they can actually touch it up with a brush if they scratch it. It'll be black out here and a little black out here. I'm just gonna put some crazy little marks. A little tribute to 80s rock and roll band called Van Halen. They had an album cover and these crazy little stripes all over it. The cameraman looked at me like, you should really wear a better paint mask when you're spraying. You like it? Heck yeah, I love it. It's hot. They all doubted me. I like it.
Shafts just showed up. Spider-Trax did like a 2-day turnaround on those shafts. Got the CTM axle joints. With this shaft set up and this joint, you can pull 50 degrees of steering out of that front axle. You really can't get any stronger joint in the front end of a rig than what we're putting in this Jeep. So if he breaks it, he's doing something really good.
Ready?
Yes.
Ian's dancing makes me nervous.
Yeah, man. Tim wants a high five too.
Good game.
Since we have already broken in our newly rebuilt 4-liter with conventional oil, we want Jason to keep his Jeep running like new, so we're switching over to Mobil 1 Extended Performance. It's a high-endurance, fully synthetic motor oil specifically designed for longer service intervals that will reduce oil breakdown and minimize engine wear. Plus, with Mobil 1, he can go 15,000 miles between oil changes.
Is this how you get in? I can't fit.
Very last piece to go in, J-reel drive shafts, front and rear.
I might have to butter myself to get out of here. It's really neat to see how diversified all these people are. Hello! No matter what they're doing, they're still having fun, whether it's on asphalt, dirt, rocks, mud, or whatever. It's still cool.
And the addition of an NX top from Best Top means we're done.
I think they're really going to appreciate all the hard work that everybody put into this thing.
We'll find out soon enough, because after the break, the family arrives at the tech center. Plus, Jason takes the keys and heads straight to the trail when Search and Restore continues.
So the time has come for one of our Power Block viewers to get back his prized possession Jeep. Who would have thought just 4 weeks ago, this 10-year-old TJ could barely make it to the Quickie Mart, let alone down some trails and over some rocks. Just look at this TJ now. Honestly, I think it turned out better than even all of us could dream of. One thing's for sure, when the Smelser family hits that hardcore Arkansas trail, there ain't gonna be nobody that can match with the stuff we put in this rig.
They're going to be ecstatic. This thing is awesome. It's street drivable, it's trail ready, it's got radios. I mean, it's nice.
When he hits the trail in this thing, all he's going to be able to do is go over anything he wants through it. And hey, at the end of the day, he's going to be able to drive this thing back home because of how solid it was built.
Hey, come on in. Good to see you again. You've been kind of pumped up about this
Oh
deal?
my God, yes, especially today.
Yeah.
It's really sitting in hard today. Yeah.
Before we relieve Jason's anxiety, we snuck some of his wheeling buddies in the back door for their first look at the Jeep.
Love it. I love it. It's really beautiful. Did a good job.
He'll be amazed, absolutely amazed.
That's a beautiful Jeep. Why don't you fire this thing up and go hide it from the family before they get it?
I can do that.
Hey Joe, we need like a
couple more hours. We still got some things to button up on this thing, so just take it back down and
give him some coffee or something.
Is that Tim?
Yeah.
I need to talk to him about
Haley wants to talk to you about that.
Okay, Joe, we've made him wait long enough. Go ahead and bring him on down. West Monroe, Louisiana. We got Jason, Jeannie, Beth, Karen, and Haley. This is the gang.
Hey, guys.
How's the last month been without your Jeep?
A little nerve-wracking.
How you been getting to work?
driving a truck. My company let me borrow my salesman Toyota. So
Sweet. You should work that in your contract so you get to keep a company truck.
it would be nice.
Just in case you don't like what we did to this thing, you may not want to drive it.
I hope I like it.
You don't really have a choice at this point. But before you get to see your Jeep, just want you guys all to know that it wasn't for dozens of companies donating products to this thing, and these guys and tons more behind the scenes and aren't here today, this thing would have never got done. Some of these guys even shut their businesses down just to come help and work on your Jeep.
That's awesome. Wow, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You waited long enough?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Sure you don't want to have lunch? We're going to have Mike Galley bring it in. We're going to have Mike Galley bring it in. Okay, Mike, bring her in. Starts first time. Yeah. So look a little bit different. You can see little seats and a little different door. What do you think?
Ready.
You nervous?
Raining out there.
Where's it gonna come in at?
I have no idea. It might come out of the ceiling. Go give Ian a hug. Go give him a hug.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Are you sure that's our Jeep?
I don't know. Let's take a look. We had the guys from Essentially Off-Road come in, do some really trick suspension. We got Spider-Track's axles. We got High 9 third members, Willwood brakes, Raceline wheels, Maxxis tires, Bilstein shocks. All these guys worked their butts off for you guys on this.
Thank you, guys.
You guys are wheeling guys, so you know anything about the wheeling industry, that's the top of the shelf dudes over there.
There it is.
Guys from Horsepower rebuild it. It's got an advanced adapter, Atlas II transfer case in it, PSC steering, got a Spectre air breather system in it, painted the whole motor while it was apart. They powder coated a whole bunch of stuff black to make it look really cool. The boys here brought a Super Top NX from Best Top. You guys want to take that off? Wide Open Designs came in and built this really cool one-off cage for you. Rugged Radios came in and put all this electronics, headphones, you can talk to each other.
Neat.
Come on, Mike.
With the Jeep up on the lift, Jason finally sees up close how hardcore his TJ was built.
You have any idea what you're looking at? What do you think about all this stuff?
It's a whole lot better than
Essentially
stock.
Off-Road dudes did all this. Spider-Track's axles, High 9, high pinion third members, Willwood brakes, Hushpower muffler up in here.
No expense was spared because of the generosity of all involved.
We wanted to make sure that you were taken care of and you don't have to worry about the axles ever again.
I don't think I'll have to worry about them.
I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
That is incredible.
Even the Southern four-wheeling community got into the spirit of giving by hosting a charity trail ride in Jason's honor.
We'd like to present the med camps with a check for $2,500.
Wow. Thank you.
Next, there's only one way to put these hardcore parts to the test. Some pure Southern wheeling. Stay tuned.
Are you ready?
I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready for this.
In just 4 weeks' time, Jason's 2001 TJ has made one heck of a transformation. Before, he'd have to hitch a ride with his buddies in order to hit the hardcore trails. As of today, he rides shotgun no more.
Has it sunk in yet?
Yeah, well, it's sinking. It's sinking in anyway. It's something I never expected to get. Great experience all the way around, really.
I like the color, but I think it might get a little muddy.
We need to tell you right now, the warranty is officially up on your Jeep. Okay. It's all you, baby.
It's good.
Let's go four-wheeling! I feel like a guy on a little donkey really slow it behind the pack.
My grew up mud riding. I don't, this rock climbing thing it's still new to me. I've been doing it for a couple of years, but always as a passenger. My buddies, they do it a lot, but I just recently got into it right after I got my Jeep. I found out about it, and I like it better than mud now.
It's a good starter trail. It's called Tail Light. It's just a real easy rock crawl. Roll on up and try not to scare Haley too bad.
We'll do it.
Scratch that Jeep.
It's okay, I gave him touch-up paint.
What's the matter, Haley?
I thought Haley was fearless. Looks a little scared to me. He was a little nervous. I think he was more nervous than the girls were about riding in there, but I think he knows what he's doing.
See the big rock with the mud on it? Put your passenger side tire on that.
Right.
Okay, you're going just to the left of that.
She's screaming.
I think somebody got scared. I think I'm a little nervous too.
See many scratches on it yet. Whew, still good to go.
I'm real impressed with this thing. I know it'll do a lot more than what I can put it through. Once I get the hang of this, it's gonna be awesome. I ain't trying to brag, but this is my first time out and I went somewhere Ian couldn't go.
Next time on Search and Restore, Tommy and Tim head to the Rocky Mountains, where they find a classic Mustang and a veteran needing a helping hand. This husband and father of 3 enlisted in the Army after 9/11, earned a Purple Heart in Iraq, and 8 years later, still serves his country by counseling returning soldiers. We'll take his first-gen pony car and give it the full treatment.